There's a reason the English Bulldog is one of the world's most beloved dog breeds, with those soulful eyes, charming wrinkles, and that wobbly walk that makes people smile wherever they go. But behind that iconic face, there's a silent crisis that far too few owners truly understand. Today, we're pulling back the curtain to expose why English Bulldogs are actually in danger, and why every owner needs to know the truth before it's too late. Because the reality is, loving this breed means facing some hard facts. And if you're willing to listen, you might just save your Bulldog's life, or spare yourself heartbreak you never saw coming. Let's start with something that sounds almost unbelievable. The English Bulldog's genetic code is working against them. This breed has been shaped over centuries to have exaggerated physical features like that flat nose, massive head, and stocky frame that humans find irresistibly cute. But those same features come with a devastating price. Inside that squashed face, there's often barely enough room for proper airways, leading to a condition known as brachycephalic obstructive airway syndrome, or BOAS. It means many bulldogs live their entire lives gasping for breath, struggling to cool down, and suffering silently while looking perfectly normal to the outside world. Imagine this: your bulldog running around the yard, tail wagging, tongue out, but minutes later, collapsing into a fit of noisy, choking breaths, eyes wide with panic. That's not just a cute snore or harmless snorting sound, that's the sound of a dog fighting for air. And it's far more common than people realize. Studies show over half of English Bulldogs have significant airway obstruction, and in severe cases, surgery becomes the only way to let them breathe properly. And the worst part, many breeders and sellers gloss over these facts, selling a cute puppy without explaining that you might face thousands of dollars in vet bills, or the agony of watching your best friends suffer. But breathing isn't the only crisis. English Bulldogs are ticking time bombs when it comes to heat. Because of their short snouts, Bulldogs can't pant effectively, which is the main way dogs cool themselves down. That means even a warm day can become deadly in minutes. There are countless heartbreaking stories of Bulldog owners leaving their dog outside for just a short while, only to return and find them collapsed from heat stroke. Even a car ride on a mild day can be fatal. This breed is so sensitive that experts warn they should be kept inside, in air-conditioned environments, especially during summer months. Think about that. A dog so fragile, nature itself becomes a threat. And if you think these are just rare horror stories, think again. Heat stroke is one of the leading causes of sudden death in bulldogs. Their bodies simply can't regulate heat properly. Veterinary records show that bulldogs are 14 times more likely to die from heat-related incidents than other breeds. And yet social media is filled with videos of bulldogs frolicking outdoors, giving unsuspecting owners the false idea that my dog will be fine. The truth? Many of those videos hide what happens after the camera stops. Relenga bulldog wheezing, coughing up foam, or worse, collapsing unconscious. This is the danger no one wants to talk about, but every owner must know. But let's talk about another silent threat lurking inside every English Bulldog: their joints and spine. These dogs have a unique, squat body shape that puts extreme stress on their hips, elbows, and spine. Hip dysplasia, elbow dysplasia, torn ligaments, these are not distant possibilities. They're almost guaranteed. Research suggests up to 73% of English Bulldogs show signs of hip dysplasia. That means limping, pain, and surgeries that can cost anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000. And it's not just the financial burden. It's watching your dog struggle to stand up in the morning, wincing in pain, unable to do the simplest things that once brought them joy. Some bulldogs develop spinal deformities, like hemivertebrae, where the bones of the spine are misshapen and compress the spinal cord. This can lead to partial paralysis. Imagine lifting your dog out of bed because they can't walk. Imagine having to use a doggy wheelchair. These are real scenarios faced by thousands of bulldog owners every year. Yet breeders keep selecting for that same iconic body shape, making the problem worse with each generation. It's heartbreaking, because these dogs have incredible personalities. They're goofy, loyal, and full of love, but their bodies are betraying them. And we can't ignore the skin issues that plague English Bulldogs. Those adorable rolls and wrinkles become breeding grounds for bacteria and yeast. Full dermatitis, infections, hot spots, it's a constant battle. Some bulldogs must be cleaned daily in every fold of their skin to prevent painful sores and horrible odors. Veterinary dermatologists warn that bulldogs are one of the most high-maintenance breeds when it comes to skincare. And if you skip a few days, you're looking at antibiotics, creams, and potentially chronic infections that never fully go away. It's a life of endless wipes, medicated shampoos, and vet visits, an exhausting reality many new owners never see coming. Let's talk reproduction. English Bulldogs can't even give birth naturally in most cases. Their heads are too large to pass through the birth canal. Over 90% of Bulldog puppies are delivered via C-section. Think about that. A breed that can't naturally reproduce without surgical intervention. It's the ultimate sign that humans have pushed selective breeding too far. And it's not just the mothers at risk. Puppies often face serious complications at birth. from cleft palates to breathing issues. This is a breed whose very existence depends on human assistance, and that's not sustainable in the long run. Yet despite all these issues, the English Bulldog remains wildly popular. Why? Because they're incredibly loving, loyal companions. They bond deeply with their families, have an irresistible sense of humor, and are famous for their gentle temperament. But that devotion comes at a cost. Owning an English Bulldog is not for the faint of heart. It demands financial resources, emotional resilience, and a willingness to learn. Too many people fall in love with the look, only to be blindsided by the medical realities. And the result? Shelters full of bulldogs abandoned because their owners couldn't handle it anymore. But here's the good news. There's hope. For English Bulldogs, ethical breeders are working hard to produce healthier lines by selecting dogs with less extreme features, better breathing, and stronger joints. Countries like Norway and the Netherlands are even considering banning the breeding of severely brachycephalic dogs unless certain health standards are met. Organizations around the world are pushing for reforms to protect this breed from the consequences of human vanity. And as owners, we have the power to demand better practices. We can refuse to support irresponsible breeders and instead seek out those committed to health over looks. If you're thinking about getting an English Bulldog, or if you already have one, the most important thing you can do is educate yourself and be prepared. Choose reputable breeders who perform extensive health testing. Learn the warning signs of respiratory distress. Keep your dog cool and avoid exercise in hot weather. Budget for potential surgeries and lifelong veterinary care. And perhaps most importantly, spread the word. Because only by talking openly about the dangers facing this breed can we protect them for future generations. Your bulldog deserves a life where they can breathe freely, run without pain, and live comfortably into old age. And while that dream might feel impossible sometimes, it's not. Awareness is the first step toward change. So if you've watched this far, you're already doing your part. Share this video, talk to other owners, and demand better breeding practices. Don't let the English Bulldog's charm blind you to the truth, because behind those wrinkles is a breed fighting to survive, and they're counting on people like you to help them. So the next time you see an English Bulldog snoring on social media, remember, that sound might not be cute. T-tie could be a silent cry for help. And if you're considering bringing one home, ask yourself, are you ready for the real costs, the real challenges, and the real responsibility? These dogs give us unconditional love. They deserve nothing less in return. Why are English Bulldogs actually in danger? Now you know. And the question left is, what are we going to do about it?